Good afternoon, everybody. This is Allie again from Heart and Soul Connected. And today my topic is a little different than a lot of other things that I discuss, and that is the value of a humanities education. Humanities, which is also known as liberal arts, has been a very maligned topic from many academics over the years. In fact, many will say, oh, do you have a liberal arts degree? I'd like fries with that, because many people haven't been able to find work in that field. But I believe we're sold a bag of goods, perhaps, as to how to utilize that field. And so today I want to talk about it from a professor's point of view, from a liberal arts major point of view. I have my master's in liberal arts, and I also have one in English literature and film. And so I feel as though I have some information that could be very valuable to anybody that wants to go into that field. So yes, maybe a bachelor's in liberal arts is not the best, but it does give you a firm foundation for that which you can go into much later. So it really has been the cornerstone of our culture, our ethics, and our critical thinking skills. And it has shaped the way that we see the world and how the world sees us. In fact, there are many things that you can learn from the liberal arts degree or the humanities degree. And one of them is how to be human, how to interact with other humans, and to work together in a unified way, because you're not just focusing on science or technology or engineering or mathematical or mechanical way. You also have to work with people for the most part. Now, that may change within the next 100 years or so, but that still doesn't mean that a humanities degree is not worthwhile. After all, we are not islands into ourselves. We have to work with other people. We have to interact with other people. And it's wonderful to have ways to do that. So that's what I'm talking about today. So thank you so much. The humanities are responsible for learning about things such as literature, philosophy, sociology, some psychology, some history. There's a lot that you can integrate and work together as an interdisciplinary tool to understand how things work and the way that you need to work with others. We've allowed ourselves, by learning these things, to learn about what our particular values and morals are, what the principles are that we believe in, and also how to navigate complex social issues with our empathy and understanding, which is sorely lacking in this day and age for some reason. The perception that the humanities are undervalued to STEM fields is a challenge many often face. Many people view humanities as either impractical or unnecessary in today's fast-paced, technology-driven world. But think about this for a while. The classics are the classics because they have withstood the test of time. The classics have brought us information that has led us to be more curious and more introspective and more able to critically think about how those things can and will change over time. History is often repeated, and when we repeat history without learning from it, we end up in the same place that we've been before. So why don't we learn more about it and how it worked and why it worked the way it did? The viewpoint led to lots and lots of defunding of programs at the college level. At one point in the early 2000s, I was teaching up to 20 classes a year in the humanities when I taught world literature. And they cut the program because they said it wasn't necessary. But as much as the people left kicking and screaming when they found out they had to take the class, by the time they got all done with it, they could see the benefit of it. The same thing happened with my diversity classes that I've taught. Many people don't understand what the difference between prejudice and bias is, and how we can all have biases that can affect the way we do things, and we may not even be aware of them. And so looking into them is a humanities issue, and it shows us the type of human beings that we, in fact, are as well. The reality is that humanities provide us with a special skill set like critical thinking, growth mindset, problem solving, communication, and also understanding human nature, behavior, and different societies, because we don't all exist in the same society with the same set of ethics, rules, and so forth. The humanities cover literature, which is a window to the human experience. Since we can't live multiple lives, we can through reading, which is a vital component of living. It also allows us to understand the fundamental nature of reality, knowledge, and existence. It lets us look into the past. It lets us make the connections with how things have moved from this to this to this, and maybe back again. It enables us to learn from our mistakes, also our successes. The arts, whether visual, musical, or performing arts, have the power to evoke emotions, spark our imagination, and bring us all together as a cohesive unit. Each of these branches offer unique lenses through which we can examine the world around us and the development of new worlds as they come in. We can also have a more nuanced understanding of ourselves and appreciate the complexities and the diversity of human experiences, which help foster our empathy, tolerance, and compassion. We are not all the same. And there's a beauty in that. There's nothing wrong with learning about other places to live and other ways that people live in those places. The impact can be seen in countless stories of change over history, personal transformation, innovation for new things. The civil rights movement was fueled by the writings of Dr. Martin Luther King, Maya Angelou, and they inspired and helped and mobilized others. The humanities led to groundbreaking discoveries in medicine, in technology, and where researchers have drawn upon historical and philosophical knowledge to develop new treatments, new solutions, new ways of doing things, and furthermore has probably led to a wonderful integration of our most current artificial intelligence programs. The humanities have enabled us to better understand and develop information on social inequities, injustice, environmental degradation, and by examining the experiences flowing through the lens of humanities, we can gain a deeper understanding of the complexities and challenges that we face and that can change at the drop of a hat. The humanities have the power to inspire us, to educate us, to transform us, and lead us to more essential aspects of ourselves and the way we view our lives. The humanities should be taught at the very, very local level, should be taught from kindergarten to grade 12, should also include information from said things such as mindfulness, and how different societies work in tandem with others to show equity and understanding and inclusion of those that others may feel are not deemed worthy, which is not the case at all. We are all human. We all come from the same set of circumstances as far as our area that we come in, our culture that we live in. However, we all have very, very different ideas, and we have different ways of explaining those ideas. We have different ways of believing in those ideas because we're human. Because we're human. So it can't be overstated, the importance of the humanities. Yes, being a lawyer, being a doctor, all of those things also include classes in how they need to foster and engender understanding of their patients. Many patients have read stories after stories that have helped them work with their patients and come to an understanding level of empathy and compassion, and talking about things that are very, very difficult to talk about. So if you've been inspired by humanities in your own life, I'm happy for you. Some people will say you could probably do a crossword puzzle with no problem. You could probably pick up a book and understand it and see how it integrated with other ideas of the same thought. You can probably talk very well at a cocktail party. But the most important thing that I found has really changed a lot of people's opinions about the humanities is that you can learn everything about your topic, but about what you're majoring in. But if you don't learn how to communicate with other people, if you don't have a relationship, if you can't listen to understand and respond, if you can't understand how other people are different than you are, then you are not going to be as successful as you would be had you taken some classes that show you the very humanity that it exists in all of us. And make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed this information. I share a lot of videos on here, and I appreciate your time, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. Take care. Bye now.